5 questions and answers about my new book, Explorations Expanded. The first question is, why did you write this book? The short answer to that is because there were ideas which I felt that a lot of other people would appreciate. The longer answer is, over 20 years ago, back in 1996, I started giving a class in Parshat HaShavua, and a number of my students who had been in the class wanted to keep in touch, and I started to write up the essays and to send it to students, and that list grew and it grew and it grew. We could say it grew exponentially. And that was the core of this book. Over the last couple of years, I came back to this core material, and I started to re-edit it, and I started to rewrite it, and I added new essays, and I added new sources. And this book is really, therefore, some ideas go back over 30 years, and some ideas thought about really recently. But the book itself is a robust book full of sources, full of ideas. Second question is, what was your favorite part of writing the book? Well, the favorite part, I think, for anybody who's involved in writing Torah books is the learning itself. If somebody isn't passionate about the learning, then I can't imagine the book really coming out with any kind of meaning. Sitting and learning and working through ideas, and sometimes anticipating questions that people would ask, readers would ask, students would ask, is what led me to write the book. And the favorite part really was sitting and learning and thinking and imagining the people who would one day read it sitting right in front of me as I was learning. One of my favorite chapters in the book was a chapter which was initially a lecture I gave a couple of years ago. And in the audience were my parents. And my father loved this particular lecture. And afterwards, through some discussion, we decided to write it up, and we worked on it together. Eventually, the writing of this chapter was mine, but a number of the footnotes were my father's, and that was something special. Going back and sharing Torah with my first teacher, and being able to work and create something together, that was something which, for me, and I believe for both of us, was something which was incredibly special. Third question, what did you learn while writing the book? Every single time I approached the Torah from the beginning, I learned new things. This book specifically is about Bereishit. Bereishit, I think, is the most popular book and also the most difficult book. One of the things I learned, and one of the things which I really worked on really hard, were the various narratives, especially the material between Yosef and his brothers. And I came to the point that a number of issues within the story, both on a theological and on what we call the pshat level, I think I've revealed in this book, and some of these ideas are the ones which have not been published before, have not appeared before in other places, and I think the readers will also be excited about this. Who is your target audience? One target audience are the people I wrote for initially, and those were my students. So I wrote for people who would appreciate appreciate Torah in depth, but didn't necessarily have the time to work it all out themselves. The book is written in a way where hopefully people, even without a background, can appreciate it. But in this volume, I included all the sources as well. So people who want to teach the ideas, people who want to learn as a chavruta, I think they'll come to appreciate all of the sources which are there as well, and they'll be able to use it as a textbook. Why should someone buy this book? Someone should buy this book if they love the book of Bereishit, if they want to see things in a way which they haven't seen before. They want to appreciate the classic commentaries, some of the midrashic, some of the Kabbalistic, some of the Hasidic commentaries as well, who see things on a deeper level. As much as possible, I tried to remain true to the text itself, to pshat. There are times that theology needs to be addressed as well. True theology should be true to the text. Somebody who likes ideas, wants to see more depth, will enjoy this book.